We are going to look at MLflow demo. First, we'll look at Anaconda installation. Then we'll look at MLflow installation. Then we'll clone the examples of MLflow. Then we'll start the MLflow server so that we can connect to it remotely. We are then going to run the training of a model. We are going to look at the tracking UI. We will walk through the logs on the MLflow server for the run examples. Then we will serve the model using MLflow serve, and then we'll make predictions. Okay, so let's get started. So for the Anaconda, we are going to look at this page, which is on DigitalOcean. So basically what you have to do is you have to pick your distribution, then you have to copy the sh file. Once you copy the sh file, you have to run it, and it basically installs your Anaconda. Okay, so what we have done is we have set it up on an EC2 machine. This is an EC2 Ubuntu machine. We have already set up Anaconda on this, as well as we have set up MLflow on this. So for MLflow, we will look at the latest documentation and the quick start. So the simple installation on this is you have to do a pip install MLflow. So we will do the pip install of MLflow, and we have cloned examples. So from this we'll clone the examples, and then basically we have to look at the tutorial. Okay, so we have installed MLflow, we have already installed Anaconda, we have cloned examples. So we will look at the server. This is the MLflow server. Okay, so we will look at if there is any process that is running. So to see if there is any MLflow process that is already running, we will run this command. So there is no process running. We are going to start the MLflow server. So to start the MLflow server, we are going to give this argument of --host 0.0.0.0. It means that it will bind the server to all interfaces, and we can connect to it remotely to look at the tracking UI. So once we have started the server, we can start doing the training. So this example is what we are going to look at. If you look at the example, it has a ML project file. So if you look at the MLflow project file, you'll see an entry point. So entry point is basically what it executes. For execution, it's going to run the Python with train.py. And if you look at the train.py code, it's essentially doing the model training. Okay, so this is what is going to do the model training. So we will run this project. So as we saw, this project is going to do model training. Okay, so once the model training is done, it would have generated the model and the corresponding metrics like RMSE, MAE, R2 score that we are generating here. Okay, so we will look at the tracking UI. So the tracking UI, we are able to connect to it remotely because we ran it with the --host 0.0.0.0. So it is refreshing the UI and it is showing the runs that were done previously. If you click on the last run, it will show the model training that we just did. So it shows the run command. It shows the parameters. So we give the parameters of 0.5, 0.1, right? So that is what it's showing. Alpha was 0.5. And it also shows the metrics that are generated, the MAE that we saw 0.576, the R2 score, the RMSE. You can also see the artifacts, which is the model generated. When you click on it, you will see the ML model. So this is the ML model. It also shows the conda.yaml, the conda environment for this, and it also shows the pickle file, the model pickle file. Okay, so we saw the tracking UI. Now we'll go back to the MLflow server where we ran this, and you'll see the ML runs folder there. So in the ML runs folder, there is a folder numbered 0. So in here, you'll see all the runs. So we will pick one of the runs. In this run, you'll see the artifacts. So if you look under artifacts, you'll see the model. Under the model, we'll see the ML model, conda.yaml, model.pickle. Okay. So if we look at ML model, is basically the same ML model we saw on the UI, right? So it has the Python function, the model.pickle file, the scikit-learn, the version of the scikit-learn. Similarly, here in the same folder, we saw the matrix. It was in the upper folder, matrix. So this is a directory. If we see in this directory, you'll see the different values. So if we see the MAE, we'll see the value of this. Okay, 0.576. Okay, so we saw the MLflow server logs. Now what we'll do is we'll serve the model. So for serving the model, we are going to run it on the same port 5000. So for that, we'll kill the servers that are running. This is kill servers is just a handy script. I'll show the script. So it is basically running all the, it is grepping all the running MLflow processes, printing the process ID and killing those processes. Now, once I have killed the MLflow servers running, I should be able to serve the model on that same port. So for serving the model, I'm going to use some previous run that I did. So from the ML runs, I picked one of the previous runs that I did, and I'm going to serve the model that was generated in one of the runs that we did before. So now we see the model is being served. Now what we'll do is we'll go back to the example. So in the example, when we go into the example, we will look at the data the way it is given. So as you can see, it has these column names: fixed acidity, volatile acidity, citric acid, residual, right? So there are 11 columns, and then this quality, which is the label, which is the generated quality of that wine, right? And we'll look at the first row. So we will give this as these as values for making predictions, and the result is 6. So let's see what we get. Okay, so I'm going to run this curl command on the served model. As you can see, I'm specifying the column names, the 11 column names, and the same values as that of the first row. Now let's see what we get when we run this. Okay, so it gave the value of 4.86, right? So pretty close for the value of 6. So what we did right now was we saw the Anaconda installation, the MLflow installation. We cloned the MLflow examples. Then we ran the MLflow server with the --host 0.0.0.0 so that we can connect to it remotely with, and we could see the UI on our local machine with the public IP address where the MLflow server was running. Then we did the training with one of the examples. We used the sklearn ElasticNet Wine example. We looked at the tracking UI. We looked at the logs on the MLflow server for various runs that we did. Then we served the model using the MLflow model serve, and then we made a prediction, and the prediction was pretty close to the actual value. Thanks. Good luck using MLflow.